Well, this is going to be the cookout table, counter, where the cooker will be on. This is the back bit, which will go into the back wall. And then I've got the shapes of the old pallet bases. And eventually you'll have a shelf batten across there, support batten across there. These will be the bases when they're cut to length and then screwed into the pallet wood outside, the pallet wood decking. That's the first one. That's the middle one to match when the time comes. I've cleaned those up, cut them, now I've got to do one more. Now to start the clean up I use a shore form, very rough. It just saves on the sanding disc some sandpaper, which you can use afterwards for finishing it off.
Here comes Pebbles. Waiting till we've finished.
This is the cookout counter. It's now solid to the wall and to the floors. I put some rails in for shelves later, and I put some supports in which I've got to make a top to put on there. I'm not putting doors on it, that way you can see if anything's got in there, hiding, whatever. Gas bottle there, which will go to the 2-ring cooker with a little grill. This is in place, all secure, all supports are in ready for the countertop to go on, which won't be that thick of wood, but it'll go on, and then we'll decide if we're going to tile it afterwards, all the way up to the wall. gas bottles down there, so when the 2-ring burner and the little grill sits there, that's where it will connect. Now if you remember, when we got the goods from the container, we had a sort out, we ended up with a swimming pool structure of poles. Well, I've modified them, so I've now got my roof support in place. Pretty good use of that. There's a foot up there, by the way, on the top, as well as one on the bottom, screwed in place. Right, now what we're doing, we're starting on the table. As you can see, they're strange shapes, but these were actually the pallet supports, where the timber would be across the top and an odd 3 across the bottom, so the forklift could go in. And I thought I'd use the shape for the table. So there we have it. These are the legs. They're not in place yet, they're just lying there because I've got to clean them up. And that's it upside down. I've just laid bits to stop it all falling over at the moment, but we'll show you more about that when we get there. These 2 are cleaned up. I've got more bits to do. The main arms are cleaned up, but yeah, we'll get there. Once it's cleaned up and screwed together, we'll show it to you. Right, the framework's done, and I've put the extra support in the middle, just like I did here, because as with any pallet wood, if it's got a slight bow to it, when you fix it on, you can pull it down in the middle, and the less gap between the 2 makes it sturdier and flatter, which means you'll have less planing and cleaning up to do to give you a flat surface. We've got some old pallet wood, not yet cleaned up, but the idea is they will go on, screw down. Not so clever that bit, but again we can work it out. Looks like we've got a spare piece, which we'll probably swap with that. As you can see, it's not even, but once it's put in with 2 screws in each place, it'll draw it all down, and there we'll go.